Hey, Shalom, Makiam. First off, I want to say the water, Yahweh Shim Shai, for giving me the spirit to tell this dream. And Shalom to you brothers out there that's doing the truth and sincerity. Let's go ahead and get to the dream. The dream I had was about a week ago. And it was me, my youngest son, which is 4, and some other family members. And they were standing on the dirt playing by some water. And when I was looking at them play, I couldn't move. I couldn't really communicate with them. I couldn't say anything. And all of a sudden, I saw alligators, like 5 of them, just in the water. So right then and there, I'm worried. I'm like, man, like, they can't see that it's alligators in the water, but I can see. So I was confused a little bit. One of those dreams where you can't move, like everybody else can move. You can't run as fast. So I was just stuck from afar watching them play in the dirt and watching those alligators approach in the water. And right when I had the thought of my son, my 4-year-old, going into the water, he was playing on this car thing, and all of a sudden, he started rolling into the water. And as soon as he rolled into the water, those 5 alligators rushed over there real quick. And all I could think about is like, damn, like my son finna get eaten, by these alligators, you know what I'm saying? So I had a messed up feeling in my stomach. Cause to me, it was really happening, you know what I'm saying? And all I could see is the alligators close to him, and then all of a sudden you couldn't see him no more, and all you see is the water splashing up and down with the 5 alligators just moving real fast around him. So I'm thinking he's dead. I'm thinking he's eaten up. I'm like sick to my stomach. So from there, I wake up. So when I wake up, usually if I have a dream that, is a very edifying dream in the spirit, I would tell it to my household, especially if it's a spiritual dream, to uplift faith. So at that moment, I was like, you know what? I'm not telling this dream. So I just took it as a dream that didn't mean nothing, that was just Satan trying to mess with my head, trying to mess with my faith, get me to doubt, make me think the Lord ain't watching over my son, etc. So I just left it alone as that. I don't want to think about the dream no more. Because, imagine you in a dream watching your son, your 4-year-old son, get eaten by 5 alligators, man. So, yeah. So 2 days went by, I'm in the bed, and my son comes in. So he comes in the room and he says, I don't like alligators. And I was half asleep, but I'm like, you don't like alligators? Like, he's never said that ever in his life, He's a 4-year-old, never said that. I thought back to that dream. So I'm sitting there. I said, let me listen to this guy. Because usually, he's 4. Usually I kick him out of my room because he's in my room just doing stuff he ain't supposed to do. But that time, I let him stay a little extra because I want to hear what he had to say. Because now I'm thinking spiritual, like maybe it's a connection to the dream I had. It has to be for him to randomly say he don't like alligators. So I'm listening to him. I'm like, what do you mean you don't like alligators? Then he said the alligator didn't get him in the water. So I'm like, what the heck? Keep in mind the dream, the 5 alligators came to him in the water. And, I couldn't see his body get ripped up. I just saw the alligator's back and saw them covering him where I couldn't see him no more. So in a dream, obviously, I assumed they ate him. I mean, he's over. He's done, But so he's telling me, he said, don't worry, the alligators didn't get him in the water. Now I'm really woke. I went from like 1 eye open to 2 eye opens to like alert. So he comes closer and I'm listening to him. And then he's telling me that he had a dream. So I'm like, okay. So I listen to him. And then he says that the alligator had his head in his mouth. And then he said out of nowhere, a big, huge lion came out of nowhere and jumped on the alligator's back. Keep in mind, he says the lion had big wings, and it was a big, huge lion, a huge lion. But he said it was a man at the same time. So it was a lion, but it was a boy. That's exact words he used, He said boy for man, girl for women, He's 4. So he says it was a boy/lion. It was both. Now, how can a 4-year-old articulate that? And he kept saying that as he's telling me the dream. He says the lion/boy saves him from the alligator's mouth And then he went to a lion spaceship. At this moment, I'm like, a lion spaceship? So, I'm putting it all together because, the scriptures tell you that the angels are like lions, but also have the likeness of a man. So I'm putting all this together in my head, as far as the scriptures go. So he said he's in the spaceship going into space, and he's seeing all kinds of shiny things. Then he says he's trying to push buttons to drive the spaceship, and then he said that it's a lot of lions/boys in the spaceship, a lot of them. And the lion/boy told him, don't touch nothing. Only we can drive this. You can't drive it. Just take a seat. So the lion/boys put him in the seat. So he's in space just seeing all kinds of stuff, shiny things. And he said that the lion/boys had wings, and he said they had purple crowns on their head. Keep in mind, lion/boy with wings, and they had purple crowns on their heads. So at this moment, I'm like, dang, man. And also he said that the spaceships were shiny, were very shiny spaceship. And then he said that they could go wherever they want to go in space, around the world, wherever they want to go, could go anywhere. So when you think about it in a spiritual way, I was concerned a little bit for a hot second because, I pride myself on having faith. So for a hot second when I woke up, I was like, damn, like what the hell does that mean? Because I have a lot of other meaningful dreams. Like I said, I just X that off as just a demon messing with me, you know what I mean? But though I had a little bit of concern, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua comforted me, man, by having my son have the second half of my dream. And he started off right where I left off in the dream. Think about it. I left off with him in the water, thinking the alligators ate him up. He comes to me in my room and starts off with, don't worry, the alligators didn't get me in the water. So that's where his dream started off, where my dream left off. So the Lord gave me the first half of the dream, gave him the second half of the dream. I was a little bothered by the dream. And then my son comforted me. He put the spirit on my son to have the second half of the dream to let me know that the alligators didn't get him. He basically got saved by the angels, went into the spaceships, and was going everywhere in space. And don't worry, he was protected. He got saved. Then he told me, as he finished the dream, he says, don't worry, nothing happened to me. Don't worry, don't be scared. So my mouth is like dropped. I've experienced a lot of spiritual things in this truth. I've been fortunate that I have. But the fact that he had the second half of my dream just took the cake, man. And I wanted to share that because, I couldn't believe it. While it was happening, I couldn't believe that he was telling basically the second half of the dream. And I was just like floored, you know what I'm saying, for a while. The whole day. But so that's the dream with me, my son, and I just want to share it with you brothers. Once again, the water, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, give me the spirit of truth and give me the spirit to tell this dream and to share it with you brothers. And shalom to you brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity, and double honor to the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.